Today we're going to modify Numbskull Quarter Arcade Galaga. We're going to add some coin lights. I think they should have done that in the first place, New Wave Toys does, but I just wanted to give you a size comparison between the two. Galaga quarter size and then the Cubert 1/6 size. And today we're going to put in some coin lights into the quarter size arcade. So first thing we want to do, we're going to get this dude laid down here on the bench, and then we're going to bring the light over. Going to grab the a 10 millimeter, or not a 10 millimeter, but a T10 right there. You can see it, T10 driver, and we'll take out the 4 screws on the back here of Galaga. Pull these out. So I've already done the other 3. Just like they do in the cooking shows, they always pre-cut everything. So we did this for speed. No, I'm kidding. And then we'll take this off. And then you see here we're presented with the main board, the display ribbon that runs up to the vertical LCD, and then here's the coin door assembly right there. So you would take out the 4 screws and bring out the assembly. There's enough cabling here to be able to allow you to bring that out on the front and then work with it. But there's 2 different, I'm using get to the 2 different sizes of drill bits. Yeah, sounds scary, doesn't it? Drill bits. Yeah, we're gonna drill. Well, we've already done it, but we're going to drill into the coin door. But this is reversible in a standpoint once you see what I did to the front. I mean, yeah, you'd have the holes in there, but you'd never see it from the front if you wanted to put this back, you know, like it was. So I used 3 millimeter LEDs, and I'll show you a better picture of shot, and then a little schematic of how this all wires up and where it wires up. With a 100 ohm dropping resistor, because we are feeding 5 volts from Galaga to that little set of LEDs there. And then there's 2 different sizes of drill bits, a 1/8 and a 5/32. And then so the 1/8 inch drill bit, this one right here, this one was what we used to drill the actual LED hole for those 3 millimeters to sit in, because all the LEDs, most of the LEDs have a little ledge. They've got a little, they're not straight through, they've got that little lip on there, and that'll catch, and that the 1/8 bit will allow that LED to sit in there. But we have a little piece of plastic. This piece of plastic right here is the covering for where you put the coin in, and they've got that where they've got some white in there, but they put a piece of this plastic. But that only goes so far. That ends right here. Let me move this wire out of the way so you can see. That piece of plastic ends right here. So then your depth is different. See how my tool catches that? So the depth is different between this point and this point. But you will use the 1/8 inch bit to drill all the way through, and you're going to center into the coin, actually where the 25-cent stickers were, and I'll show you that in the front. But to allow the LED to sit at the same distance poking out of the coin door in the front is this one. Then we'll use another drill bit. We'll use the 5/32 drill bit to do this hole, and this is the one you got to be a little careful with, because you don't want to go all the way through here. You want to just drill right through this first piece of plastic before you get down into the black plastic here, that lip right there. So you would drill down and you'll feel it hit the other second piece of plastic. That's where you'll stop, because this size drill bit will allow the LEDs little lip that it has on here to go on through, and then it'll protrude out the same distance as this LED over here without the plastic. This one over here without the plastic, because that's just the depth of the black plastic. This LED will have the white plastic plus the depth of the black plastic in the front. So this is the one. So then the LED will go on through, and then it will sit, and that little lip will catch and sit. And then what I basically do is take a little bit of hot glue and dab on each one to hold these in place. And then basically I made a harness here. This is the new wire that I added. This one right here. This is the existing wire for the coin up for 1 and 2 right here on that one. This one's going to run 5 volts. So, and the best place to get 5 volts for that is right here. Trace out the ones that go up to the marquee light. So these 2 cables happens to be orange and black on the Galaga. This one feeds the power to the marquee light up on top. And then so I just cut those. Of course the polarity, double check it, but the polarity was black was negative and the orange was positive. And then I cut that and then spliced in my silicon 22 gauge wire here, stranded, onto here, and I put heat shrink tubing on it to keep everything, shorting out. Of course, you solder each connection, so you'll have 3 solder joints. Just hook them up and then do the solder joint in each one. Slide over your heat shrink, and then give it a little torch with a little heat gun or whatever you got that'll get it hot enough to shrink that tubing, and supplies power down to those 2 LEDs on the front. So that's how this is gonna look out here. You see it coming off this jack. This was the one with the coin light, and actually, if you can see it on the circuit board, they're labeled LED here anyway, just to check the polarity. So yeah, the little trickiest part is taking the 5/32 drill bit, which is the larger one, going through that, and then but I'll show you from the front what you want to drill first with the 1/8 inch bit. So these 2, you'll want to do this from the front first. So we're going to come around here. I'm going to bring the light around, and I'm going to show you the 2 little metal 25-cent. Those were actually where those LEDs are now, and they were just had a little bit of adhesive on there. So you can take an X-Acto knife and get just right between the lip, this lip right here, that little lip right here. You can get between that and then that, and they'll pop right off. And then that's what I mean by reversible. This procedure is reversible. If you don't want, if you decide, oh well, I really don't want these in here, since I use hot glue, you can just pop these right back out, push them through, pop them out. Keep these little 25-cent stickers, because I put them on some hard cardboard. They stick them right back on there, and then you could just re-glue those right back in there, and then go and just cut your connection, your feed line coming down to the LEDs, and there you have it. So let's go over here. I want to show you the actual schematic. Well, I drew up a couple of drawings here, but let's get this crazy light out of my way. So here's a better close-up of what that looks like down in there with the 2 blue LEDs on that coin door. And then here's the schematic basically right here. So you're going to wire the 2 LEDs in parallel, but you're going to use a dropping resistor, a 100 ohm dropping resistor per LED, and then your 5 volt supply going to that. So the easiest thing I did was take some little copper strand and a solid wire and make a little square shaped assembly there, and with the 2 resistors, and then soldered on my 5 volt input to that. So that's how that basically works. And then but the first drill bit you want to use is going to be the small one, so that's going to be the 1/8 inch drill bit. And the 1/8 is going to, once you pop these off, then you'll make a little center point, And I would recommend you take a little scratch awl or something, or just a little sharp nail, and make a little indentation right in the center before you drill, because then this drill bit, it won't, if you don't make a center point and punch this, your drill bit's going to wander, and boy, you know, you don't want that to happen, because it's going to look, it'll look bad, because it's going to be on one side or another, and this way it's going to be square. So you'll drill from this side first with the 1/8 and make that for your LED to fit into. And the reason why I say that, very importantly, to do it on this side from the front too, because then you're going to go through that piece of white plastic, and then you'll see exactly where to take the 5/32 bit and drill down through this piece of plastic here until you hit the black. You'll feel the bit hit this black part, and immediately you'll pull it. You'll take it away, because you don't want to go on through, because then the whole LED will just fall through the whole front. Whereby this one, we only have to worry about the single layer. So we're only going to use the 1/8 inch bit on this one, and the 1/8 inch bit from this one from the front, drill from the front, and then we'll use the 5/32 to make the hole, so that so these two LEDs, what you're looking for is the two LEDs to be the same distance poking out from the front of the two squares there. They want to be out the same. And if you didn't, that the LED here on the right would be kind of inset quite a bit more. But I'm just kind of that way. I like to be as exact as I possibly can. So, you know, so let's fire this thing up, and I'll show you what this looks like. So we're booting up. So there they are. I just happen to use blue. It matches the Galaga. You can use any color you want. You can put flashers in there if you want. I have seen all different kinds of different colors of coin lights anyway. Blues, reds, green, just depending on the you know, the game and who's ever modified it. But that's basically it. It's not extremely hard, but the only, like I said, the tricky thing you have to watch out for is drilling through that piece of white plastic, and then you want to make sure that you drill from the front, and then pop these. Once you pop these two guys out, then make sure you mark your little center, make a little indentation center hole there with a sharp object or a scratch awl, and then that way your drill bit will stay right in the center and it'll go straight. So thank you for watching my videos. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see y'all when I do the next one.